you. Thank you. We, for the sake of time, will keep moving forward just because I know that's the one thing I can't really ever give back to you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. Let me start my slideshow here. Give me just a second. Maybe. Oh, here we go. If y'all hear a little voice, unfortunately, my plan of having mine taken care of fell through, so we're winging it here. Okay, can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Okay, dokie. Thank you. All right. Well, again, welcome to the Logan Mason County ROSC, our monthly meeting. Here is just a snapshot of just kind of how we're going to run things down today. So you can have a heads up on that. We're going to introduce ourselves. We're going to let you introduce yourselves. We're going to talk about some upcoming things, some resources, get into some good meaty talk, get your expertise on some things. We plan to have an agency spotlight and let you go on your way. So what is a ROSC? Has anyone had that? Those of us that have been around for a little while can still kind of feel like, and this is the long spiel, and I do want to bring attention to it specifically just because it has recently been modified and language has been changed a bit to really in alignment with what we talk about, our words matter, right? So ROSC is a coordinated network of community-based services and supports that is person-centered and on the strengths and resilience of individuals, families, and communities to experience recovery and improved health, wellness, and quality of life for those with or at risk of substance use and or mental health challenges. The center focus of a ROSC is to create an infrastructure or a systems of care with the resources to effectively address the full range of substance use and or mental health challenges within communities. Super excited about this revamping of language myself. So I wanted to make sure that we're clear, and the long thing is that we are working together to build a strong recovery community in our area. And when it comes to Logan Mason ROSC specifically, our mission is to improve access to health, wellness, and holistic recovery options for people who are at risk of or suffering from substance use disorder while educating and connecting Logan and Mason counties to reduce stigma and improve recovery outcomes. So who's ready to get behind that, right? Who's excited to keep working towards that? So just wanted to have some moments of clarity, bring us back to why we do what we do, why we're here. And so that's a little of who we are. I don't know, did I even say, my name is Jeanette Davis. I'm the Community Health Specialist for Recovery Supports here for our Logan Mason ROSC. And I would love to hear who is here. And we're just asking right now for name and your agency affiliation or affiliation. And I'm going to just go off the boxes that I see. Grace?
Yeah, I'm the prevention coordinator at Chestnut Health Systems, overseeing the Logan Mason SUPS grant and the Logan Mason ROSC.
Thank you. Miss Cammie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cammie Garrison. I'm the TA for Region 3 through statewide ROSC. And I just am hopping on to find out what you guys are doing over there in that part of the state.
Thank you, Cammie. Thanks for being here. Dominic, new face.
Dominic Valenti, Community Health Specialist with Chestnut as well, with Logan and Mason County for the SUPS grant.
Awesome. Glad you're here. Miss Kara.
Hi, I'm Kara Davis. I'm the Director of Nursing at the Logan County Department of Public Health.
Thank you, Kara. Tyler.
Hi, I'm Tyler. I work alongside Dominic, servicing Logan and Mason County on the SUPS grant here at Chestnut Health Systems.
Thank you, Tyler. Miss Frankie.
Hi, I'm Frankie Ward. I am the recovery specialist with Ford County ROSC. I'm also prison and long-term recovery.
Glad you're here, girl. Miss Molly.
My name is Molly McCain. I'm the Community Health Coordinator at Lincoln Memorial Hospital.
Glad you're here. Tristan.
Hi, I'm Tristan. I'm serving with Recovery Corps. I'm a person with lived experience and also working on the Logan Mason County ROSC with Chestnut.
Woohoo! So happy he's on the team. Danny, my homeboy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Danny Sorbis, DuPage County ROSC and Serenity House Counseling Services. Glad to be here and support you guys.
Glad you're here again, Danny. Appreciate your presence. Oh, that threw me off. Silas.
Hi, I'm Silas Taki. I'm the CSBG Grant Coordinator at Community Action in Lincoln.
So glad you're here, Silas. Sidebar real quick. Would I be incorrect to think that you are a DJ as well?
Yeah, I'm a musician.
Okay, I want to say I remember your name from doing some stuff with the Juneteenth at the Spirited Republic. Would that be you?
Yeah, we did a fundraiser with you
Yeah,
guys.
absolutely. Yeah. So great to have you here. You already
Good to
have
see you
this.
again.
Yeah, this guy's already doing a lot for the community just in those efforts. So glad you're here. Glad you're here. Let's see, Jeff.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jeff McFadden. I'm the System of Care Coordinator for the West Central Illinois ROSC, and I'm also fulfilling the role of my former position, McDonough-Fulton County ROSC, and I get the pleasure of working with a lot of these people, and it's awesome. Glad to be here.
Thank you, Jeff. Naomi.
Hello, my name is Naomi. I'm one of the business development coordinators with Gateway Foundation. I'm the liaison for both Logan and Mason counties, as well as I know we have some guests from outside of the county, as well as for Fulton, McDonough, Knox, Henry, and Stark counties. So if anybody is needing resources in those areas, feel free to reach out to me. I know, Jeff, we're probably going to connect soon. I know that Michelle has been working on that, finding the time we can talk. Good to see everybody and meet some new faces.
Glad you're here, Naomi. Teresa, we're doing introductions. Oh, maybe it's still connecting. We'll go on to, hey, Gabe, tell us who you are.
Gabe Hovenden with SIU Med in Lincoln. I'm a program service specialist here, and I kind of help out with the MAR clinic here.
All right. I see a Vanessa. If you're talking, you're on mute. I just want to give everyone an opportunity to tell us who's here. Scott, what about you? Are you able to? Well, we'll just keep it moving. How about that? If you guys are able to, okay. Let's see, Miss Vanessa, I'm the director of the Havana Public Library. So glad you're here. I'm sorry you can't mute, but we will keep an eye out on the chat. So please feel free to chime in when you need to. So glad you are here. Super glad. Let's see. I see a telephone number ending in 5159. Is that someone that wants to introduce himself? Okay. Looks like Teresa is still trying to connect too. So, well, for the sake of time, we'll keep it moving. Teresa, I do need to check in with you. Are you able to unmute? Can we hear you? Oh, it's still connecting. Okay.
Teresa, can you unmute?
Okay, we'll keep it. I'm sorry. Did you say something? Okay,
No.
We're gonna keep it. Okay, keep it moving. So let's see here. Y'all know I like a little something to chew on, a little something to ponder, and I saw this, and it just simply says coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress, and working together is success. And I'm so happy to know that we have come together, we are working together, and keeping together, right? We're in this, our ROSC is going into its third year, and we have had some successes and definitely look forward to more. So just wanted to recognize that, encourage that. All right, so we're going to get right into some updates. Oops, I'm sorry. See, this is why I don't do this. We had a bowling event February 4th that was hosted by my brain, Crime Stoppers and Memorial and ROSC were there. So happy to report that every lane, as I understand it, was taken. There was a great turnout. There were community resources there. I did put a link for a great article that was posted online regarding the event. I'm going to give a couple of seconds, Grace. Is there anything? Because I was not physically there for this one.
Yeah, I think it was a great turnout. It was the first one that we did since COVID. So the word got out. Crime Stoppers had hot dogs and fruit and some cookies to hand out. No one had to pay for a lane, so we all provided payment for that event. And so I think it was really good. A lot of kids, a lot of families. It was a good turnout.
And I personally have heard a lot of good feedback throughout the community for those who were able to attend. So definitely deem that as a success. And thank you for all that partnered and helped make that happen. So we do want to make sure these have recently been updated. These are we do these in flyer and business size cards to help share where we have recovery meetings. Unfortunately, there has been a change already on one of them, but we definitely want to make sure we can get these out to y'all. If you need any, I can deliver them to you. I can bring them to you. I can mail them, whatever you need. But we definitely see this as a resource that has been helpful for folks. The little QR code there in the corner has also additional resources attached to it. So it's a nice little handy dandy card, business card size, or a 5x7, so or 5x8. If anyone needs any, please don't feel hesitate to reach out. We also want to always highlight our harm reduction resources, making sure that all are aware of where you can get Narcan for yourself, for someone. You can send someone, share it with someone. But here in Lincoln, we do have it at the Family Custom Cleaners. It's a vending machine. It's available 24 hours. The Logan Health Department during business hours also has a display. Thank you for that. We finally got some pictures. Grace made that happen. Havana Public Library, we know that it is available, and is, to my understanding, still kind of working on the display portion of it, but folks are able to get Narcan upon request. If I'm
yes, I finally figured out how to unmute myself. So I'm here. Yes, it is available at our front counter now, but we will have a display in our little vestibule, so you don't have to come up and talk to anybody very soon.
Vanessa, over the moon excited. Thank you so much for clarifying and just for the willingness of y'all there to bring this to the community. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes. All right. So an opportunity to serve. This is an opportunity to serve that we are asking everyone to take a moment to participate in. I'll do a little summary. Molly, if I miss something, you feel free to jump in, but we do know that the Lincoln Memorial Hospital does a community needs assessment every 3 years. And this is part of that effort to collect data of how we're doing here, what we need to work on. What I love about our hospital here and the staff there are very focused, making sure that this survey, an opportunity to share what people's experiences are going to as many different types of, groups of folks that we can. Really being intentional about tapping into people who may not always be considered in one of these surveys. For instance, Molly and I are working together to to bring a focus group together for the folks at the Oxford House. Those kind of things to get a different perspective. So if you haven't taken the survey, there is that big old QR code. We'd love for you to not only take it yourselves, but please, we're encouraging you to share that, and that will be in the follow-up email that we'll send. There's a flyer that was created, and we'll help share that along. And the link there is on this, right there is on this slide as well. So please, we're always looking for ways to hear from each other. This is a time where we put that talk and that frustration and that maybe victories we've seen and share that, so we can know what's going on. Any questions about this specifically, especially because we have Molly on the line here? Any questions?
I'll just add that you don't have to live in Lincoln to take the survey. So if you are like, Lincoln or Logan County is your service area, go ahead and take the survey, and then just you have to put a zip code, so just put the zip code of the service area that you work with. Those are the words.
Yes, thank you for that.
The only thing I'll add on here is that the results that we got from the last survey helped us and informed us into making substance use prevention a priority for the last 3 years. So our partnership with Chestnut is because of the feedback we got through this survey in the focus groups in the past. So your feedback is super important. I've already probably heard whatever it is you want to say, so just put it in there. I'm ready for it. I can take it.
Thank you for that, Molly. Thank you. And so we're asking too, maybe not just you, but maybe your coworker that may not, this may not be in their department, but they do live or work in the area. We're just asking for us to really push this one, encourage it, so we can get some really good data back. And definitely Molly is your point person regarding any other deeper questions when it comes to that, but wanted to make sure to share that here. All right, so we are going to get into some, I'd like to think a little bit of meat and potatoes for our council here. We have been talking about, how to continue to strengthen our council. One of the things that we also have to pay attention to on the ROSC side is including sectors, right, that not only required, but we know that are necessary to continue to build this cohesive collaboration of resources. And so after looking kind of at who's been here, our requirements of who we want to encourage to be here, here are some that we have identified that we'd like to beef up, right? That we'd like to intentionally focus on and bring them to the table. And what better way to do that than to reach out to y'all. You all have a personal circle of influence, and perhaps some of that circle connects with some of these our friends or coworkers or family members or people or agencies you already work with, that you have connections in these areas. And so we're not just wanting to identify these, and we're going to talk a little bit about whom else you all think potentially could be missing, but how we can use this council to fill in that gap. So we've noticed, right, the faith community, we've talked about that we'd really like to get more engagement when it comes to the faith community, more involvement, and how we can bring them to the table, not just to have them here, but so that we are able to reciprocate our service and resources to help and, whatever they have going on. Also, the education, in education, whether that be from the high school, we know that there are great people out there, but we would like to be more intentional about getting folks at the table. Law enforcement, right? That can be, we know that folks are out and about, but perhaps we can think of creative ways on how to include folks. Maybe it is not that they could be on a monthly call every month, but maybe we could have a point person that could, connect with them or bring back or report back, or I don't know, just being creative in ways in which we can fill in that gap. In the judicial area too, we fill a little bit of a gap. We know we're so great that Kim Turner, head of probation, is a constant staple here. I know she's a lot going on in this moment, but just thinking about that too. And I'm going to open it up here. Is there anyone that you all have been thinking of or can think of that we are not, that we're missing, that we could or should invite to the table? Anyone?
What about somebody from Memorial Physician Services or Springfield Clinic or both? Because I have a friend who works at Springfield Clinic for Dr. Carroll, and I was telling her about the needle that we're taking, the sharps. We got that grant, and she said, well, Dr. Carroll keeps taking medications and we keep telling him that we don't take expired medications. And I said, I take unused and expired medications. She's like, what? Apparently nobody at the clinic knew that. So I feel like maybe inviting somebody. Tiffany Glenn is who is over Springfield Clinic. And I cannot remember what the lady's name is at Memorial Physician Services or whatever it's called now.
I work closely with Megan Bossingham, and she helps me.
Yes, it's her.
So yeah,
It's
she
her.
would be a good resource to have too.
Yes.
I can get that information, Jeanette.
And then maybe even somebody from that new walk-in clinic, which I know they have a physician assistant and a medical assistant there, but I'm not sure if they have like an office manager or how that works in that area. And I only know that because I've been there twice, but I don't know any of the people.
Are you talking about Central Illinois Urgent Care?
Yes.
Office manager is Stephanie Bacon.
The one here?
Yes, in Lincoln.
Stephanie Bacon.
You see this? This is what I'm talking about.
And
this
that
is what it
of all of the medical facilities here in town or in the county. So
you are absolutely right, Kara. And those are great suggestions for sure. That's what we need to see. Like, we can't always see what you can see or have been experienced or hearing. So those are awesome suggestions. Thank you for that. I know we're writing those down.
I have a suggestion. Does anybody have any contacts or relationships with people in the media? So like newspaper reporter or small town radio people that would be interested in sitting on the council?
I'm so glad, specifically when Cami suggests something, because she does a lot of TA for us, that we have actually been in conversation about, because I love that, because it helps me feel like we are on the right direction. And so Grace and I did talk about that. And since we do have avenues for those contacts, we didn't add that on our who's missing, but I'm glad you brought it up for conversation, because we are going to personally be inviting. We know that there is great media who even shows up for our SUPS meeting. We do have, there is an interest. So thank you for saying it out loud, because I didn't mention it, but that is definitely something we are working on to bring on to the council. Anyone?
So I just have a question. I'm sorry. So getting back to like the faith-based, that was the first one that you mentioned. So that's a pretty big or broad category, because I feel like everybody has a connection to a church or a local youth group or something. So like, what's your desired scenario out of that for like a clergy member to come, or just persons representing their congregation or youth leaders? Or maybe tell us more specifically who you're looking for, and then maybe we can help think of that person.
Mhm. Well, I would say to that question, Kimmy, yes, yes, and yes. Right. And so we would want whomever, as we're talking about this, comes up in your mind, I would imagine that there's something in alignment with what they're doing, that they may have something to give, or we may have something to share with them, and vice versa. And so I will move forward too, because we don't want to just put you out there with no, no plan or no suggestions or whatnot. So this is kind of what we put together. This is a question to consider. And we use the faith community example, but you could take that faith community out and put whomever sector that you may be connected with. But we're hoping to equip you with this question to be able to go and ask them, what role does your faith community or blank want to play in responding to people navigating substance use disorder and other mental illness in your community? And so we're hoping this to be a conversation starter, right? Oh goodness, sorry y'all, I've lost you guys. I can't see you. Sorry. And so, like I said, we want this to be, something that you can go into. Perhaps that person, perhaps it's the person you sit by every Sunday, right? And you just, this is something on your heart and you want to bring it back. Maybe you do want to have, ask for a meeting with your pastor or your youth group leader and present this question. But this is what we want to begin to stir up, right? To begin to ask this question, to begin again, to be a conversation starter. And I'm sure some folks, won't know anyway how to tackle this because it's not something on their radar and they don't stop to pause and consider. And so again, we're just hoping that putting this together, your circle of influence, thinking about you knowing what we do here and the heart postures of those people around you or the works that they're doing and how we could potentially collaborate. Does that answer your question, Cammie? Okay. And so, like we said, whom better than to take some lead on these efforts than you all, right? It's not always working harder, right? Finding ways to work smarter, not harder. And there is so much value and there is so much opportunity right in the circles that we already operate from. So it helps to lighten the load, right? We don't all have to, go with it. We can work within our circles and make things happen. So yeah, so this is your call to action, y'all. Let me just do a quick poll. I mean, as we're having this conversation, can you all think of maybe a specific person in your mind? Does it get anything flowing in there that, oh yeah, maybe I can ask such and such, and like I said, we use the example of faith community, but you could use that same question and put in whatever sector or whatever agency or whatever works, whatever folks are doing. Grace?
Yeah, I was also gonna say though, if you're like, you have someone, but you're like, no, I'm not gonna go and talk to them, but you can tell us who those people are too. We're more than willing to. So we just want to see what you guys are thinking. And if you have anyone, you don't have to have anybody right now. And if you're thinking like tomorrow or like the next week, whenever these people pop into your brain, just send them our way or let us know that you reach out to them and you need more information or anything from us, and we can totally help.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you said that, because I have no problem reaching out or trying if I can help in that way, just getting the lead on a name or contact. But again, this is just a way, right, as we work together as a council, utilizing each other's strengths. So any other questions about this? And if you all think of a sector or think of an individual or agency, feel free to email that too, like I said, and if you can't think of it now, and we'd be happy to either reach out or take the information that you could gather and use it. All right. Well, Teresa, let me check in with you. I see that she's been popping on and off. I'm wondering if she's having some difficulty. It's pretty important because this is the section or part where we want to hear the amazing works that are going on at Trillium Place here in Lincoln. Do you all see that connecting to audio? Not sure.
So I think Teresa's on here twice.
Yeah, I see it. And I'm Teresa, are you able to hear us? Well, how about this? Grace, could you, well, we're gonna, I don't know, technology, there it is, right?
Just go
We'll move on.
While Teresa is figuring out audio things, we can go to updates that we have afterwards, and then we'll piggyback to Teresa afterwards.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Now, okay.
I guess before we continue, does anyone have any questions about what we just talked about? We're all good in the hood.
Okay. Now my screen's a mess. I don't know what y'all can see now, and I
absolutely nothing.
Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. Let's get it back here. All right. Yes, you can see that?
Yep.
Okay, great. So these are some upcoming events that we have, just helping to support. So to share it, pass it along. There's going to be a AA speaker meeting going on, and they the neat thing that they do every month at this specific meeting place is at the end of the month, or I guess is the third Saturday of the month, they celebrate any anniversaries of recovery time during that time, and they have a speaker and a dish to pass. So pass that on to anyone who may be interested. Also, the Oxford House is having another open house. They would love for folks who are interested to learn more about them to come. We'll do a walkthrough. I know that Blue Dog is providing refreshments there as well, but that'll be on February 25th. It's a Sunday from 3:30 to 7:30. So if you know anyone, please pass that along who may be interested. And I will report real quick that the house is full except for one bed. So they are doing well with one bed open. Also, we have our movie documentary that we'll be hosting. And this will be a free movie provided to the community. March, or let's see, I should have flipped them around. March 16th is the one Saturday. March 16th is going to be presented here at in Lincoln at the VIP Lincoln Grand Cinemas. And that's going to be at 2 p.m. Generation Found is you see as the movie, and then we'll be doing the same thing in Mason City at Arley Theater at March 23rd at 1 p.m. We are asking for folks to come with resources and bring your information. We'd like to set up some tables for people to gather information at that time. And we also will be having a question and answer session after the movie, so to be able to strike some dialogue and conversation. So any questions about any of those events?
We'll be sending a Survey Monkey link so that you can sign up for whatever date that you want to come to, or both dates, whatever you want. So that'll come out soon.
Thank you for that, Grace. If you all, we presented the anonymous people last time. This documentary, Generation Found, is from the same makers of that documentary. And if you all saw that, extremely powerful. So we look forward to generating some really good conversation, awareness, education, and resources on this day. So yes, please be looking out for that. Survey Monkey will also be sending some digital copies of these flyers as well for you all to help us to market them and get the information out. Any other questions about that? Okay. Our Recovery in Action subcommittee group, we meet the second Tuesday of every month. We have revamped our little flyer there. So that's just something to be keeping an eye out for, getting those around, making sure that folks know. We are a group of, people with lived experience. We have friends, family members, whomever wants to come and just really be part of more of a planning, different events and educating our community and really finding ways to have fun in recovery. Our last meeting this Tuesday was a little slim. However, there were two brand new people that we met and who was very excited to come along and get involved. So again, if you want to join us, our next meeting is March 12th at 4:30 there at 205th Street in Lincoln. We'd love to have you. Let's see, let me go back around though. Teresa, I can't see, I know today we wanted Teresa to share the great works that are going on at Trillium Place, but I'm not sure. Looks like some tech difficulties, you think, Grace? Yeah, I just don't see it happening. Suggestion.
Yeah, I think she is having technical difficulties.
I'm thinking so. Well, what we do know about Trillium Place is they are our outpatient treatment center here in Lincoln, Illinois. They work very closely with our drug court here. I know they offer evaluation services and outpatient treatments. There is even a couple new recovery meetings that have started there. That's awesome. I know that there is also a group that meets regarding postpartum depression. I'm totally regurgitating what I heard last month. So I've got to pull it out the sky. I just know that there's a lot of great work that's going on there, and hopefully more than what I've just mentioned. So unfortunately, when technology doesn't work, that just sucks. But maybe we can get some information included into our follow-up email just to make sure that you guys are a little bit more familiar with what's going on. Cammie?
Just while we're waiting or whatever, can you go back to the slide that had that question, the call to action, the question? Because I think it wasn't on the PowerPoint when you were saying that. So I wanted to write that down. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Now, are you, oops. Give me a sec here. So you can't, what I always struggle with Zoom is that when you change something and then you go back, it doesn't necessarily, there we go.
Yeah, just keep it there.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll get it. Hey, if I don't do it wrong for a little while, how am I ever going to learn how to get it right? Right? I don't know. So yes. All right. I want to offer one more.
Oh, we can give agency updates.
That's what I was going to go to, but I just wanted to give one more shout out to Teresa, just making sure if you can hear us or connect or. But if you can, shout out whenever you can. All right. Yes, we will definitely open it up for any updates, any information you have that you would like to share with us. And I will ask this because Grace and I were speaking. Our other fellow ROSC members from other ROSC groups, we would like to spend some time at your ROSC meetings also. So if you wouldn't mind to include us in your links as you send them out, and you may have, but we're really going to be looking for it. And Frankie, I want to come hang out with you. Danny, we want to come hang out with you. Jeff, most definitely. So we know it, we learn from one another, and just wanted to put that out there. We want to be intentional about joining and seeing the amazing things you guys are doing too.
So at this time, we're gonna kind of go around, and if you have any updates that you'd like to share to the group, go ahead. If not, you can say I don't have any updates. So let's start with Kara Davis.
I still have the Narcan, xylazine, and fentanyl test strips in my vestibule at the health department. I have trained every school in Logan County on Narcan administration, and they all have Narcan except for Zion Lutheran Lincoln and Carroll Catholic Lincoln. But I am going to Carroll Catholic tomorrow. So then I will just have one left. So that's exciting. And then we did get the Sharp Collections grant. That is, I was hoping to get it started and rolled out on Tuesday next week, but I'm still waiting for some supplies. But once I get that started and get it rolled out, people will be able to come here and get the red containers, fill them with their sharps, use needles, and bring them back here, and then we will dispose of them and they will be burnt, so it will not go into the landfill. And this grant is only through the end of June. So if you guys know anybody who, you know, uses needles for anything, I don't care what it's for. They can come here and get a box. I don't take the name, I don't take any information. They just take a container and they fill it up and bring it back, and no questions asked. So that's all.
Awesome. What an awesome resource. Thank you.
Dominic and Tyler, do you want to go?
I don't know, Tyler, what kind of updates do we got?
Yeah, so right now we're doing youth prevention education, which is a Too Good for Drugs curriculum. It's a 10-week program for the 7th graders and 11-week that includes an opioid lesson for the 6th graders. So we just started that at Midwest Central and Green Valley doing the 6th and the 7th graders. And we're also doing Lincoln Junior High 6th graders as well. So we have that going on. Also, a lot of schools are registered for the Illinois Youth Survey. So that's a way to get feedback on drug use, perceptions of use, nutrition, bullying, school environment, a whole bunch of things. So they're going to take the survey. Both Lincoln schools, I think all public schools in Logan County are signed up and registered for that, which is great. And we'll have a fall report probably around August or September of this next school year. So that's pretty exciting as well.
Yeah.
Dominic's like what he said. Yep.
Molly, do you have any updates?
Yeah, so the community health needs assessment is moving forward. The survey ends next Saturday. As Jeanette briefly mentioned, we have one focus group with Oxford House coming up at the beginning of March. And then I also have a focus group with some of our school resource officers one day, and also our fire department. So I'm really trying to get everyone's perspective on substance use and mental health, especially. So I'm looking forward to that. Our next community health collaborative network meeting is March 7th at 8:30 at the Park District. Any of you are welcome to attend. I will not have a virtual option. There'll be free food, guest house, and coffee. And then the next sub coalition meeting is March 14th at 9. That's all I got. And that's here at the hospital.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Molly. It's so funny you said the firefighters or the firemen, because I was going in. If anyone knows me, you'll know that my son Dimitri was just sworn in for the Lincoln Fire Department, and I was all over it. I'm like, I wonder if they'll do a focus group. I was already thinking about you. So glad you've already infiltrated them. Jeff, I see your paw up.
Well, yeah, I was clapping for your son being sworn in.
Oh, I thought that was a hand up. Thank you.
But hey, no, listen, I can have my hand up. Because if you want, I do want to say to specifically all of our ROSC people, and this is an extension to everyone else as well. I've been doing a lot of networking lately. So you know, Jeanette, Grace, Frankie, Cami, and Danny. I've been giving out your emails to people who are you know, in our field, so to speak, or at least run alongside our field, whether it be deflection or something of that nature or similar. So, I mean, and then because you guys know your communities better, and you'd be better to refer like people on this call, say, hey, so you'd be good for this or good for that. So I just wanted to let you guys know I've been doing a lot of that this week, and sort of sorry, but not sorry, because it's what we do. So keep an eye on your inboxes and all that good stuff.
Awesome. Awesome, Jeff. Thank you. I do want to give a little update. Kim isn't here, but I had the privilege of sitting on the HMA meeting yesterday, and this is a grant that the state of Illinois is providing to jails and prisons to bring medicated assisted recovery into facilities. And I'm so happy to share that our sheriff, Rod Boyd, our head of probation, have been champions into helping make and move that forward. We were had a great discussion yesterday, and the one thing that the I guess they would be kind of TA over, you know, to help mention probably more than 3 times, how impressed they were with the collaboration that our community has already began and working out of. That is a real strength of ours. And sometimes, I'll be truthful, I don't always feel it. But when I can hear people looking in from the outside, working with other agencies, other communities, and they are seeing it, it's so validating and it feels amazing. And so I wanted to pass that on to you all. The other is the 5th Street Hope on 5th project, the old St. Clair's building. Again, that was another folks from the outside that we received a national grant, right? One of 5 that were selected through the country. Again, the words and the continuous encouragement was you guys have an amazing collaboration in your community. You guys are really working together and pulling each other into the other, you know, what the other is doing in ways they're not seeing in other communities. So I wanted to shout that out because we can't do that without you. And just hearing how the little connections that are already right earlier in the call and how we continue to make those, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. And so I get excited. And so I wanted to share, it looks like, you know, we're moving towards that direction where medical assisted recovery, also connecting and partnering with Dr. Dunkley at SIU. I'm part of that project. And so be keeping your ear to the ground. We'll be hopefully sharing more of that. Also looking for folks who are able and willing to go in to do recovery meetings in the jail. So throwing that out there, if you know anyone who has a heart for that or is interested, please send them my way. Any other updates? Great.
Silas, would you like to go? You're good.
Sorry, I lost my mouse for a second. So I guess I'm just excited to connect with everybody. I'm part of the Hand Up project. So we do one-on-one coaching with people who are 200% poverty or lower. We can kind of help with career readiness and financial budgeting stuff. And we're also offering scholarships to get your GED or go back to school or go to a trade school. So a lot of the people I work with have substance abuse or mental health kind of issues that they don't know how to address. So it's good to kind of get to know you guys so that I'll have somewhere to send them. But thanks for having me.
Thanks for being
Thank
here.
you, Silas. Yes, and I see that we will be working closely very soon in our future, Silas. Super excited to hear what y'all got going on out there, and we definitely have folks in the community that are struggling with substance use disorder and or mental health. So glad to know you're there.
Becky, do you have any updates? It's also good to see you.
Thanks. I'm still serving in Havana area, mental health therapy. And so just trying to figure out how we can help the community and meet some of those needs. But I'm still here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Tristan, you got any updates?
Yeah, actually I do. I stopped by and talked with Vanessa at the library. We're gonna work together to get the harm reduction materials displayed, most likely tomorrow. And we also talked about, she kind of wants to have maybe a small seminar at some point to go over the harm reduction materials and invite the public. So
Awesome.
Can I unmute and add something?
Yeah.
We obviously, like most libraries, do a summer reading program every year, and mostly programming is for children. However, this year our theme is very focused on local resources. So I'm going to be setting up adult programming with people like Tristan and Sue Tisdale and stuff like that. So if anyone wants to do something or has anything to pitch to me, I am all ears. It goes on throughout June and July.
Love it. Yes, we will be in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Exciting.
Do you have any other updates, Vanessa, while you're unmuted?
I mean, basically this is the time of year where we do a lot of weeding of books and shifting the collection around and then getting ready for summer reading. So that is what we're doing right now. Summer reading starts in June and runs through June and July. If you know of any facilities that need donated books, we already donate to our local nursing homes and the county jail. So if you know of some place that needs books, and they are usually discarded books in good condition that are not circulating at our library, please let me know because I can probably provide some.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Definitely will. I'm wondering too, maybe Vanessa, I don't know if you all have some of those community boxes where folks have a box.
We do. And
yeah.
We try to like stick a few in there, but we have a lot of books because unfortunately, when you keep buying books and the building hasn't been updated since 1937, you've got to get rid of some or you don't have a functioning library anymore. But thank you so much. And I am willing to work with any of you. I will have to leave soon to do my board meeting, but thank you. It's been really illuminating.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just was going to pick on Tristan really quick because there's an update of his in my mouth that I want to ask him that I thought was really neat. Tristan, one of the things he's doing in Mason County and in Havana is going to talk with business owners or employers in the area and to talk about, really identify, is there an actual barrier of people not wanting to hire or won't hire people with a background and that kind of thing, and just to strike up those conversations. And to my understanding, Tristan, do you want to share what happened the first person you stopped to meet with?
Absolutely. Yeah. Just trying to get out and have conversations, and spoke with a business member that was all for hiring PLEs and people in recovery. And like I said, out of the next thing out of his mouth was, I actually need the help myself. So that's what it's all about. Just helping each other and trying to spread the word in the community. And, doing this also, like with the Narcan and stuff, there's so many people that are uneducated that don't even know what Narcan is around here. So just getting that awareness out there, and it's all good stuff.
Love that. Thank you for sharing that. And so if you didn't, that's what it's about, you guys. That's amazing. So this person suffering silently himself, someone coming in and providing an avenue, and Tristan being able to share resources with him. And this is someone who employs other people, and that's how this thing works. So had to share that good one with y'all. Anyone else? Anything?
Naomi, do you have an update, or
I do.
Cassie or Gabe? Okay, you got like a minute, 1 minute.
No problem. Hello again, I'm Naomi. I will put my information in the chat in like 30 seconds here. we are opening our new location in Bloomington. We have the date for that open house. It is March 14th. So if you start your day at the Substance Use Prevention Coalition, then you can drive up north to Bloomington. But the facility is beautiful. We would love to have anyone who's interested and would like to go. And then I'll just remind everyone of my info. If anyone is working with anyone who needs or is just interested in looking for services, whether that's residential, outpatient, across the full continuum of care, we've got resources. So please reach out to me and I will stick that in the chat in just a sec.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Naomi.
Thank you. Cassie, do you have an update?
Just listening to everybody else's updates. I've learned a lot. Thank you. And have a good day.
Thanks, Cassie. Gabe, do you have any updates?
Not really an update, but we are still looking for our first Vivitrol patient for the alcohol treatment. So if you guys know somebody who's looking to start that program, have them come into a consultation and see if they're willing to see if they can get stuff started.
Awesome. Thank you. Cammie, do you have one? An update?
Nope, no updates.
Okay. Frankie? Okay. Well then, great. You can finish the meeting, Jeanette.
Awesome. But you'll have to help me. What do you see?
Nothing.
Nothing. I never know. Well, we're just going to put this. So here is. Well, maybe.
Nah, it's fine.
Well, I wanted to put up our contact info is what I wanted to do.
Just click from current slide.
Yeah, I thought I did. Yes, no?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know, guys.
Our next meeting is March. What's the next meeting? March. Oh, there it goes.
Oh.
And go back a
Now I
slide.
went back. That's the trouble. There.
There you go.
Yes. Our next meeting is March 21st at 2 p.m. We also, I think too, Grace and I, we've been talking about this, but we haven't done it yet. Wanting to send a Survey Monkey out too to reevaluate our time and day that we meet. I have been getting some feedback from others that want to be here, but Thursdays at 2 seems to be a hot time for some other folks. So be looking for that because we also would like to move to give the option of a hybrid meeting. Many of us do operate even better when we're together under the same roof. And so wanting to move into that direction to offer that as an option. So please be looking for that to be coming out. And we know we can't hit everyone exactly the same. So we do record these. They are put on YouTube, on our YouTube page, and our social media content there. If you can help to share, pass on the good word, the flyers too. We will make sure to send those minutes and those hard digital copy or the digital copies of those flyers too. So perhaps you can help us share those. Otherwise, if I'm not missing anything, that would conclude our meeting.
Next slide.
Oh, next slide.
Next slide.
I'm sorry. That's what. Oh no.
Oh, it's okay. If you need our info, there we go.
There it is. Here is our info. Please keep that. And like, if there are other, what do I want to say? I want to say my hope is that whenever you're in the community and you hear something that has to do with recovery, treatment, mental health, that ROSC is a part of that thought of how we can make sure that others know about what's going on, any changes that are going on in your agency or in your neck of the woods, sharing with us so that we can blast that out. I'm all about trying to share good, correct information. So any way that we can help do that, please let us know. There's an event or something you all have going on that we can support you in, you need volunteers for, anything like that, please don't hesitate to use us as a resource too and shout out. Otherwise, we'll say bye-bye. Thank you all for being here.